Hey, this is Glenn. Here's another Ship Fitting 101. I'm going to do it from my phone because my other camera is a little more difficult and harder to deal with. So hopefully you can understand what I'm going to talk about. And it's stick versus MIG. Now, on boats, I don't know what it is these days, but you get a lot of supervisors and leads and people that think they're in charge. They like to have these MIG machines. And they think they're the greatest thing in the world because they're faster, right? Not necessarily. Are they something you can use? Yeah. Should you use them? Yeah, sometimes, but they're not always faster. Here's the issue with a stick machine. If you were working on a boat and you're in, let's say you're in the engine room, but your machine's up on top or sometimes out on the dock, running a lead will take maybe about 30 minutes, right? That's if you're slow. You can run a line down all the way down from your machine, all the way down to the engine room or wherever you're welding to in about 30 minutes. If you know what you're welding, preset your machine, it's pretty simple, straight to the point. However, on a MIG machine, for you to do the same thing, it's probably going to take an hour and a half to 2 hours. The reason is this. Because you not only have to run the lead down there, but you also have to run your your gas line as well. But here's the thing. Your gas has to be turned off, right? So you run your lead down there. You take that heavy frickin' box all the way down there. All these different things. Down in the engine room with the lead. Get that all squared up. Down in the engine room with your box. Then down the engine room again, and this is all up and down with your gas line. Then you got to run back up, turn on the gas, and then you got to set your machine, right? You'll run all the way back down, and that takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So, and here's another thing. While they get more done, they can run a big 2-foot line of weld. It's faster. No, it's not always faster. And in reality, on a lot of projects, you don't want to run a big weld like that anyways because of heat issues. But however, I can tell you this. A good stick welder with a 7018 after he's put in his roots, you know, I'm not going to get technical, but if he's running a 7018, he's going to run about 10 to 12 inches anyways with one rod, right? And that's usually the radius of an arm to be comfortable. A MIG guy, in reality, he's usually only doing 2 to 3 inches more, but if you really look at the weld, it's not because of radius of how an arm works. You're not really going to get that much more out of it. So if that's worth another hour to an hour and a half of your time versus this, and you're paying a welder 20 plus an hour, I don't know. Is that worth it? Because in reality, you can say, well, that's another 2-3 inches more, and over a course of 8 hours, you know, of work, you know, that could equal up to, you know, 2 or 3 feet. Okay. Well, that doesn't include the fact that the machines oftentimes don't always work right. The tips get clogged up. You have to take those off. You have to fix this. You have to fix that. These machines on a boat are a pain in the ass. If you're going to just have a guy up on top deck welding deck together, okay, that's fine. No problem. But if you're going to have somebody doing multiple of things on a boat, you're stupid. If you're a lead and this is the way you want to do and you think you're sold because it's faster, a good welder, we're talking about a good welder. A good welder with stick is faster than a good welder with MIG. Or a shitty welder with MIG. You know, I'm not a real big MIG guy. But some areas it has its purpose. But in most areas on a boat, unless you're up on top doing flat, simple shit, it's a waste of time. You're wasting your time and your money. Give the guys a stinger. Give them some rod. Let them go. It's easy. Usually, you know, it's not hard. You're going to run This size, you're working at about 80. And we're at the other size, you're working at around 128. This size, you're about 155, 152. Okay, it's easy, it's really easy. Anyways, Ship Fitting 101. Make sure whoever's in charge knows what the hell they're doing and ain't wasting your time. Because if you're an owner of a company and you got a guy telling you, oh, we need a bunch of MIG machines, you might want to re-examine that thought, because if you don't know where they're going to be and you don't have jobs, if you got a top deck you're putting in and that's going to be a week's worth of work, okay, that's fine. Then you buy the machines needed for that, and the 4 or 5 welders you have up there welding on flat, you give them the MIG machines. The other guys that have to go underneath, above, maybe they're running stringers. They're doing a lot of different things. Give them a stick machine. Your setup time is faster. Usually they're faster at what they do. You can also, with a stick, kind of adjust your, if you're closer versus farther, it's kind of like it would be a MIG machine with gas. You adjust your arc so you can make it work. A good stick welder can make really almost anything work. Anyways, that's it.